Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We continue our discussion on number system. In number system, so far we have seen total number systems that are commonly used in computers. We have seen different types of number systems that include decimal number system, binary number system, octal number system, and hexadecimal number system. Octal number system is a common number system that we deal in our daily lives. It is normally represented with base 10. That means it includes total of 10 digits from 0 to 9. But in normal dealings, we do not mention the base with decimal number system, as it is understood decimal number systems normally have base 10 and are common number system. So we normally do not mention base with decimal number systems. But rest of the number systems need to be mentioned the respective bases. Next number system is binary number system. As the name indicates, it consists of total 2 digits, 0 and 1. And it is also known as computer's language. Everything that is entered in computer is ultimately converted into binary number system. Another number system is octal number system, having base 8. It consists of total 8 digits from 0 to 7. It had its applications in earlier computers and normally used to represent memory addresses, but it has been now replaced with hexadecimal number system. Last number system is hexadecimal number system, and as the name indicates, it consists of total 16 symbols, including 10 digits 0 to 9, and 6 are the alphabets A to F that collectively make total 16 symbols. Then we have discussed the conversions between these different number systems, and so far we have performed total of 6 conversions. We have completed decimal number system from decimal to binary, decimal to octal, and decimal to hexadecimal number system. And then we converted and completed binary number system and its conversions that include binary to decimal number system, binary to octal number system, and binary to hexadecimal number system that collectively make 6 total number system conversions. As I had already mentioned that there are total of 12 conversions that we have to perform, and so far we have done 6 conversions. The remaining of the 6 conversions will now be completed in today's and upcoming lectures. In today's discussion, we will be focusing on octal number system conversions. So let's proceed with our today's discussion. As I just mentioned, we are working on number system conversions, and so far we have completed 6 number system conversions, 3 of decimal number system and 3 for binary number system. That include decimal to binary, decimal to octal and decimal to hexadecimal. Total of 3 for decimal number system conversion. And for binary number system conversion, that include binary to decimal, binary to octal and binary to hexadecimal number system conversion, making total of 6 conversions for binary number system. So a total of 6 number system conversions have already been completed. In today's discussion, we are going to focus on octal number system. Octal number system also has 3 conversions, including octal to decimal number system, octal to binary number system and octal to hexadecimal number system. In today's lecture, we will be talking on the conversion from octal to decimal number system. This is the first conversion for octal number system that we are going to perform in today's discussion. So let's proceed with the method how we can perform this type of conversion. We will be discussing both the whole numbers conversion, how we can convert a complete whole number, octal number, into decimal number. And then we will see how we can convert the fractional part of an octal number into decimal fraction. And then we will merge both the parts, the integer part and the fractional part, and apply both the rules on a complete number. So let's proceed with the first whole number conversion. Octal number system consists of total 8 symbols or digits from 0 to 7, while decimal number system is a common number system consisting of total 10 digits, 0 to 9. We have already performed decimal to octal conversion in previous lectures, and today we are to perform its reverse. Now we have to convert octal number system to its respective decimal number system. The method is mentioned here, how we can perform this type of conversion. First, we have to multiply every digit in octal number system with 8, where the power of 8 starts from 0. And this multiplication goes on from right to left. So given an octal number, we have to multiply every digit with 8. The power of 8 starts from 0. And the multiplication process will begin from right to left. At the end, we will add up all the multiplication products and generate a decimal number. So once the multiplication is completed, we need to add all the products and the result will be a decimal number. So let's see with few examples how we can apply this method. Here you can see we are given an octal number 3, 7. It is within the range of octal number system, and we have to convert it into decimal number system. As the method we have seen already, we need to multiply every octal digit with 8, while the power of 8 starts from 0. The multiplication process will continue from right to left. So let's see how we apply this method on the given octal number. 37 or 37. We cannot call it 37. It is actually 37 in base 8. 37 is a decimal number, keep in mind. So this is 37 and we have to convert it into decimal number. So every number, every digit is multiplied by 8 starting from right. So 7 is multiplied by 8, the power of 8 is 0. 3 is multiplied by 8, the power of 8 is 1. Starting from right to left, multiplication will go on from right to left. So after multiplication, we first cleared the powers. So this is the powers result, and after multiplication, this is the answer, the products given of the multiplications. And when we add up these products, we get 31, a decimal number. Now this is, we can pronounce it as 31, not 31. 31 is now a decimal number. So how we can write it? 37 in base 8 is equal to 31 in base 10. Let's see another example. Here we are given an octal number 7014, and we have to convert it into decimal number. So the method must be now clear to you. Every digit in the octal number is multiplied with 8. The multiplication process starts from right to left, while the power of 8 starts from 0. So how we multiply this given octal number? First number is 4. 4 is multiplied with 8 and the power of 8 is 0. Next digit is 1. 1 is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 is 1. Third digit is 0. 0 is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 is 2. And the last digit is 7. It is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 is 3. So as you can see, the multiplication process continues from right to left, while power moves on from 0 to so on. So once we clear the powers, this is the result. Anything raised to power 0 is 1. Here you can see it. Anything raised to power 0 is 1, and then we first clear up the powers, and after multiplication, these are the products of 4 individual digits, and when we add up the products, the resultant decimal number is 3596. This is the resultant decimal number. How we write the answer? 7014 in base 8 is equal to 3596 in base 10. I hope the method must be clear to you now. Now how we can handle the octal fractions? If we are given an octal number containing a fraction, so how we can convert it into decimal fractions? The rule is given, or the method is given in front of you. We need to multiply every digit in fractional number with 8, but the power of 8 must start from -1, and the multiplication process move on from left to right. In previous slides, we convert whole octal numbers to decimal numbers, and in that we multiplied every digit with 8, but the power of 8 starts from 0, and the multiplication process moves on from right to left. But now for the fractional part, We need to multiply every digit with 8, but the power of 8 starts with -1. And the multiplication process goes on from left to right. So keep in mind, if you are given a fractional number, octal fraction, so always start the multiplication process from the decimal point. So the fractional part will move from left to right, while the integer part will move from right to left. So start the multiplication process if you cannot remember this rule, for example. So always start the multiplication process from the decimal point. So one multiplication will move from left to right for the fractional part, and the integer part multiplication will move on from right to left. So the decimal point can help you in deciding from where you can start your multiplication. So after you multiply all the numbers, add up the results, multiplication products together, and the result will be a decimal fraction. So let's see how we can apply this rule on an example. We are given a we are given an octal number 0.21, and we need to convert it into decimal number. This is an octal fraction, and we need to convert into a decimal fraction. So as the rule states, we need to multiply every fractional digit with 8, and the power of 8 must start with -1. The multiplication process will start from left to right. But for your convenience, as I said, just focus on the decimal point. The right side multiplication or integer side multiplication will start from right to left, while the left side or the fractional part multiplication will start from left to right. So one goes from right to left, and another goes from left to right. So how we can do it? This is the number 0.21. So this 0 is the integer part. We multiply 8 with 8, and the power of 8 will be 0, and the multiplication process will move from right to left, while this 21 is the fractional part. So we multiply every digit in this fractional part with 8. The power of 8 will start with -1, and the multiplication process will move from left to right. So this decimal point will help you a lot. Let's proceed. This is how we multiplied every digit given in the example. So 0 is an integer part. It is multiplied with 8. The power of 8 is 0. While the fractional part, 2 is first digit. We multiplied 2 with 8. The power of 8 is -1. So you can see for 0, which is an integer part, we started from the decimal point and moved from right to left, while 2 is a first fractional number, and the multiplication starts from the decimal point and we are moving from left to right. So second number is 1. 1 is multiplied by 8, and the power of 8 is -2. So after clearing up the powers, these are the results. 8 raised to the power -1 is actually 1 by 8, while 8 raised to the power -2 is actually 1 by 64. So after divisioning, these are the results. 1 by 8 is equal to 0.125, and 1 by 64 is equal to 0.015625. While here you can see anything raised to power 0 is always equal to 1. So 1 is multiplied by 0, it is always 0. So once after multiplication, these are the results, and when we add up these products, the result is 0.265625. So how we write the answer? 0.21 in base 8 is equal to 0.265625 in base 10. Let's see another example. We are given an octal fraction 0.357, and we have to convert it into decimal point. The method must be clear to you now. We need to multiply every digit in fractional part with 8. The power of 8 must start from -1. The multiplication process must move on from left to right. So we are given basically two parts. One is integer part, 0 is an integer part, while 0.375 is a fractional part. Integer part will be multiplied with 8, the power of 8 will start from 0, while the fractional part will be multiplied with 8 and the power of 8 will start from -1. The multiplication process for both the parts will start from the decimal point. So one will move from right to left, the integer part, and the other, the fractional part multiplication, will move on from left to right. So how we do it? 0.357 is the number, and this is how we perform the multiplication. 0 is an integer part, so it is multiplied by 8, power of 8 is 0. So if we are given more numbers, the multiplication process will move from right to left here. Now 3 is a fractional part. It is multiplied by 8. 8, power of 8 is -1. Multiplication process, as you can see, starting from 3, it will move on left to right. Next number is 5. 5 is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 is -2. And last digit is 7. It is multiplied by 8 and the power of 8 is -3. So after clearing up the powers, these are the results. 8 raised to power -1 is 1 by 8. 8 raised to power -2 is 1 by 64. 8 raised to power -3 is 1 by 512. So after clearing the divisions, after performing the divisions, these are the results, and after performing the multiplications, this is the answer. And when we add up these products, the result is this: 0.466796875. End product, how we write the answer: 0.358 in base 8 is equal to 0.466796875 in base 10. I hope you must have understood the method by now. Here is an example for a complete octal number having both an integer part and a fractional part. Here you can see we have an integer part as 100 and then a fractional part after the decimal point, that is 01, and we have to convert it into decimal number. The rule, as we have just mentioned earlier, is we need to treat the integer part and fractional part either separately, or you can treat them as collective. For the integer part, you need to start the multiplication process from right to left. We need to multiply every digit in the integer part with 8, and the power of 8 starts from 0. While the fractional part is handled oppositely. We need to multiply every digit in fractional part with 8, and the power of 8 starts with -1. The multiplication process begins from left to right. But as I just mentioned in previous slide, for your convenience, you can start the multiplication process for both the integer part and the fractional part. Start the multiplication process right from the decimal point. So it will lead you towards either from right to left or from left to right. So one part will move from right to left and the other part will move from left to right if you start the multiplication process from the decimal point. So let's see how we can convert the given octal number in respective decimal number. So 100.01, this is the number, and 100 is an integer part, so starting right from the decimal point, the integer part multiplication will move from right to left. While starting from the decimal point, the multiplication of the fractional part will move from left to right. So this can be a technique to remember the multiplication process for a complete number. Then we need to start multiplying both the parts with 8. So this is how we multiply both the parts with 8, and the result is in front of you. We first treat the integer part. In integer part, first digit is 0. 0 is multiplied by 8 and the power of 8 is 0. Next digit is again 0. It is multiplied by 8, the power of 8 is 1, and last digit is 1. It is multiplied by 8, the power of 8 is 2. The fractional part, the first element, the first digit in the fractional part is 0. So 0 is multiplied by 8 and the power of 8 is -1. Next digit is 1. It is multiplied by 8 and the power of 8 is -2. So one multiplication goes from right to left, while the other side multiplication goes from left to right. But keep in mind this decimal point. You do not need to mention the decimal point in the multiplication process. Instead, you can replace this decimal point with a plus symbol that will connect both the integer parts and the fractional part, because ultimately these negative powers will generate a decimal point. So we do not need to add another decimal point. So here we replace the decimal point with plus symbol. Now after clearing up the powers, the result is this. As you can see, simple positive powers are in front of you in this form, while the negative powers, 8 raised to power -1 becomes 1 by 8 and 8 raised to power -2 becomes 1 by 64. So we multiply the right hand side and the result is this, while we divide these fractions and the answer is in front of you in shape of this. 1 by 8 is 0.125 here, and 1 by 64 becomes 0.015625. Once we multiply these fractions with respective numbers, the result is this in front of you, and we have added up the products for the right hand side. That results in 64. So after complete addition of this equation, the result becomes 64.015625. How we need to write the answer? We were given an octal number 100.01 and we have converted it into respective decimal number and it becomes 64.015625. So this is how we have merged both the techniques. We handled integer parts separately and we handled fractional parts separately in previous slides. And here we have merged both the techniques for the integer part and for the fractional part. I hope you have understood the method how you can handle an octal number system conversion in decimal number system. Let's see another example. Here we are given a number 21.21 in base 8 and we have to convert it into decimal part. The method is clear to you now. The integer part is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 starts from 0, while the fractional part is multiplied by 8 and the power of 8 starts from -1. Multiplication process for the integer part starts from right to left, while for the fractional part starts from left to right. So we start the multiplication process from the decimal point. One goes from right to left, another goes from left to right. So this is the number given. How we multiply? 1 is the first digit in integer part. It is multiplied by 8. Power of 8 is 0. 2 is another digit. It is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 is 1. 2 is the first digit in fractional part. It is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 is minus 1. And 1 is the second digit in fractional part. It is multiplied by 8. The power of 8 is minus 2. So you can see the multiplication process for the fractional part moves from left to right, and for the decimal part or the integer part moves from right to left. So after clearing up the powers, these are the results in front of you, and after performing the required calculations, the end result is this: 17.26525 is the decimal number. So we were given a number 21.21 in base 8, and we convert it into 17.265625 in base 10. So this is how you can perform octal number to decimal number system conversion. We have completed octal to decimal number system conversion. If you have any questions or queries, you can ask me. This is the assignment in front of you. You need to convert these given octal numbers into their respective decimal number system. Assignment will soon be uploaded on KCMS, and you need to attempt the assignment by its due date. Let's recap the whole conversion process once again. How we converted an octal number to a decimal number. We followed two techniques separately for an integer part and for the fractional part. If you are given a whole number, whole octal number, that means an integer number, integer part, so you need to multiply every digit in the octal number with 8. The power of 8 starts from 0, and the multiplication process will start from right to left. The multiplication process will move on from right to left. And if you are given a fractional part, so the multiplication process for the fractional part will move from left to right. Every digit in the fractional part of an octal number will be multiplied by 8. The power of 8 will start from minus 1. So when you are given a complete number having an integer part and a fractional part, so you can follow the trick that the multiplication process must start from the decimal point. So for integer part, the multiplication process, if you start it from the decimal point, it will move on from right to left. And for the fractional part, it will move on from left to right. So in this way, you will never make a mistake in multiplying a number. But the power for 8 in the fractional part will start from minus 1, and for the whole number or an octal part or an integer part, the power of 8 will start from 0. That is all for now. We will continue our discussion on octal number system conversions in next lecture as well, and we'll see how we can convert an octal number to a binary number system. I thank you all for now.